Hello YouTube, this is Chris again with External Services. Today's video is going to be on one that I've touched on different videos, where if you've been around my channel long enough, you know that when I do videos, usually I have a bunch of topics and then I tie them all together in a neat little package, because everything good ties in together and everything bad ties in together, everything evil. But I've never made a video specifically on this topic, excuse me. And I've had people that I just started watching recently, um, uh, you know, that they want me to drop a video when I mention, because they talk about Disney and the different woke stuff that Disney's doing right now, and they want me to drop a video, a link to my video, talking about the 33rd Club, or 33rd Room, as it's known as. And I just can't do it because I've got so many videos and stuff that I talked about this topic, kind of, and about Walt Disney being in the Illuminati and him being friends with Von Braun and help um, uh, make CGI images for NASA to cover up the biblical flat Earth. And so, I mean, there's just so many different videos that I talk about Disney and Walt Disney being a Mason, a part of the Illuminati, but I've never made one specifically on this topic and on the 33rd Room or the Club 33. So I'm going to go ahead and make it now, and hopefully it's not too long, but if it is, please stay to the end, because this stuff is very important, especially this, because this is one, Disney exposing himself or itself. And also, well, I mean, kind of exposing himself, because this stuff goes way back. Even when I was a kid, it was just done in subliminal messaging, and it was done in reverse speech. Subliminal messaging, if you're not familiar with that, it's images that are put within or hidden things, put in images to where your subconscious mind picks it up. I mean, once you get in the know and been doing this long enough, and then you let God guide you, you start seeing it more and more and more. But and sometimes stuff slips by me at first, and then I see it and I go, oh dang. But for the most part, I've learned to notice this stuff right away. But that's what subliminal messaging is that, it's hidden things, or things highlighted a certain way, to where if you just see it, or you don't know what you're looking at, it will be like Mickey's arm or something like that, but it's actually something sexual. I remember back when I was a young adult, I was in my 20s, I want to say 19, 20, and there was the sex that was words spelt out in the clouds and the stars, and I'll show you in a minute when I show you some images. When Simba, or Mufasa, had fell down on the cliff and it threw up dust, and in the sky, in the stars, it wrote out the name sex. And I know it's there because I actually seen it myself. When I heard about this, I went back and I put the tape in, and I put it at that part, and I fast forwarded it, and I got it to where there, and I paused it right at the right moment, and you clearly see SEX spelt in the sky. That's subliminal messaging. So you get that stuff like that pumped into your subliminal conscious, and then you start thinking sex, 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 sex. And so a child, not knowing anything better, they start doing things, and even adults, this subliminal messaging just isn't for kids. But anyway, so let's get on with this. This is Club 33 at Walt Disney World Resort, is an extension of the legendary private membership club founded by Walt Disney at Disney Resort. Okay, so their Club 33 is, if you're the high class, highfalutin rich person, you can spend a lot of money to get access into this specific club. But that's not the actual Club 33. The actual Club 33, there's, from what I've researched over the years and seen over the years, there's actually hidden doors that you have to have a special key that you only get, or a special invitation to go in these rooms, or, when these high class people that got all this money get to go in. When they're gone out of the restaurant area and the bar area, then this is, used for these secret meetings, which the Illuminati, or Freemasons, or whatever you want to call them, they do all these secret meetings. I mean, 33 is it's a Freemason number, Illuminati number. You got to ask yourself, why did he call it Club 33? So uh, let's go on to this. Now, so when you get places that literally become their own governmental agency, they have their own country, their own county, um, to where they have their own police force, they have their own uh, EMS EMS workers and different things like that. You got to ask yourself why, because government agencies, that's kind of funny. My phone goes off and it's the X Files. You got to ask yourself why, because the government, right or wing or left wing, doesn't just give up their power. They just don't give up their spotlight. There's got to be a reason. And we all know that a lot of people that are in the government agencies are in these elite Illuminati, Freemason, whatever you want to call them, groups, because you got your like an octopus, you got your head, that's the Illuminati. Then you got your branches, which are the different sectors, the legs of the Illuminati, and they do the bidding of the Illuminati and all kinds of different things. And so I honestly believe, and have for many years, that Disney is one of those Illuminati groups because of Walt Disney. He was Illuminati. He was a Freemason, which is an Illuminati. 486 was a law introduced and passed in the U.S. state of Florida in 1967, establishing the area surrounding Walt Disney World Resort, the Reed Creek Improvement District, and its own county governmental authority, which granted the same authority and responsibilities as a county government. So you got like Rome, the Catholic Church, they got their own. Well, um, you got the Vatican. They got their own government agency just like this. So I got teeth problems, so I'm kind of talking weird. They got their own government agent. They're their own like their own country. So why, ask yourself, does this supposed to be a children amusement park slash family amusement park have they're their own pretty much country, which I believe now DeSantis, I think it's DeSantis, governor of Florida, uh, has just, revoked that. But I mean, you got to ask yourself that. I mean, that's weird. Um, here's the number 33 right here. While Freemasonry is the highest rank of Freemasonry, White Master Mason, I'm sorry, is the highest rank of Freemasonry. Many brothers choose to continue their study and training in the craft by joining independent bodies such as the Scottish Rite, 32-degree Freemasonry, the York Rite, and the Shrine of Shriners, among others. This image, I couldn't get it to zoom in properly, so I found it on Reddit. And if you look, 33 degree, the 33 number is an Inspector General. Okay? Um, all right, so we're going to go ahead and get into some of the images parts, okay, that I was just talking about. Okay, like this here. This is supposed to be Minnie's arm. And if you just looked at that, you would think that that was innocent, not anything. It's got her dress and all that. But if you look at it closely. What does that look like? We all know what that looks like. Okay. Then you've got, there's, again, you know what that looks like right here in the center of their castle. This one? View image. Yeah. Come on. Seriously? Yes, I know that's when she slipped in the ice, or the rabbit slipped in the ice, Thumper, and the Bambi was slipping in the ice. But come on. Um, this one is a well-known one. Where Disney, when the rescuers were flying on the bird, the seagull, and they were going by, and this image is there. It's been removed in the digital copies now, but it was there. If you pause it at the right moment, you can see this real picture of a naked girl standing right there. And you tell me Disney's innocent? I mean, there's so many different. Then you got this one. Come on, you know what that is. I'm sorry. I know it's supposed to be, what most people think it is and say that it is. He's stringing the beads on his tail. But come on, look at the face he's making. And it looks like he's pulling something out of his butt. We all know what that's supposed to be. Don't be having your head in the sand. We know what that's supposed to be. I mean, and it just goes on and on and on and on and on and on. I remember this, and it's been removed in the digital copy. But when she, in Roger Rabbit, she had fell out of the car, and she had her legs open, and you literally could see a vagina there. There was no mistake, and that's what that was. Then you got over here, you got more of, you know what that is, and it just goes on and on and on and on. It doesn't stop. It. Come on, really, really, Disney. This is what I was talking about, subliminal messaging. It just goes on and on and on and on. So when you're watching it like that, you pop your kids down in front of it. It's Disney. It's innocent. It's pure. Especially for all the smoke stuff. No, it's not. Never has been. And this is. I mean, look. And before you say, "Oh, that's just the placement of the shirt," how would they know that that would fit? Because for most people, most girls, their body is the same like this here. They're not. I mean, I'm not talking about thin wise. I'm talking about where this hand would be placed. I mean, it just goes on and on and on and on and on. And I'm going to show you some other stuff too that's just beyond crazy. Um, but as you see, Disney's not as innocent as you think they are or were. Then you've got the over 200 kids that have gone missing. This isn't 200 kids here, but what is this? It's never pleasant to read about anything happening to kids anywhere in the world, let alone at Disney World. But despite the 100 or so incidences involving kids missing at the parks each year, the parks are safe. No, they're not. No, they're not. This is the 200 kids, and it's one of the videos that I got up here. I'm going to show you part of it. I'm going to put the link in the description so you can go watch it. There's a few other videos that I'm going to link for you to go watch the full video, but I recommend you go watch these. But I'm trying to go as fast as I can, so it's not super long, but I'm trying to get all this into it. It's super important that you open your eyes to this. YouTube, Disney has never been innocent. Never. Disney has always been owned by Walt, and Walt has always been Illuminati. You can call it Freemasonry, you can call it the elite, you can call it Illuminati. It's all the same. All this will make sense when I show you some other stuff. But this is supposed to be a hidden secret door within the 33rd room. Some people supposedly snuck in cameras. But what I'm pointing out is all the blue, okay, and the number 33 everywhere. And the reason I'm pointing out all the blue, and I'll show you because that channel I told you that I've, in my opinion, I become friends with, even though I haven't really talked to him yet in person. Just watching his videos and talking to him in comments and stuff, I consider him one of my YouTube friends. He's got a video I'm going to show you part of. It's one of his videos that talks about this. Not the 33rd room, but and Walt and all that, but Freemasonry and Illuminati and all that. No, blue is my favorite color. No, I'm not Illuminati or anything else like that. It's just always been my favorite color since me and my sweetheart dated in high school because her eyes are blue. Before then, I didn't have a favorite color. So, if you notice, blue, everything's blue, 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 blue. the front doorstep mat to go in. It's got the number 33 and it's blue. It's blue, 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 blue. There's blue there. Blue on the seats. Blue curtains. Blue curtains again. Blue seat or couches. Another blue seat. There's one of the tunnels that's supposed to be a secret train tunnel to get into these secret rooms within uh, the 33rd Club. The blue stairs, blue handrails. I mean, it's just blue everywhere. And you'll blue, just like numbers, like I've talked about in other videos of mine. Um, the Illuminati are numerologists. They think numbers have power. And even the Bible backs that up in a way, because if you think about it, the number 7, from research that I've done, is the number of God. The number 6 is the devil. 666, the mark of the beast. So there is certain power in certain numbers. They use numbers in a demonic way, and they think these numbers have power, like the number 33, like I just read you, about the 33rd degree masonry, and also that the number 33 is a sign of the highest, not just the highest in. Yeah, I see. There's another supposed to be entrance to one of these secret caves that's in the 33rd Club, that most people that pay these big bucks to go in there, they're normal people with big money. Well, not normal people. Most people don't have that big of money. Don't know these things. They don't get to see these areas. But the number 33 is, from the research that I've done on it, is the number 33 also is signifying brotherhood as well. So, I mean, the number 33 has a lot of different meanings in the Freemasonry. But then let's go to the missing kids. So, and I'll link this video in the description, like any other videos that I play a part of today, or any other video. But you get all these missing kids all the time, and you got to ask yourself why. Well, actually, Disney, in a movie from way back, they actually outed themselves as child sex traffickers, and buying kids and taking them to Pleasure Island, which would be, like Jeffrey Epstein, or even the 33rd room or 33rd Club. Listen to this, though.
And then we have the rumor of the 200 kidnapped kids. In 1987, a 16-year-old boy was sent out to the Disney parking lot to bring the car around front to pick the rest of his family up. But he was then followed by these 2 men who kidnapped him at gunpoint. The 2 men were thankfully arrested the next day in Los Angeles. The 16-year-old boy was fine. But the abduction fueled these crazy rumors that there was a kidnapping ring in Disneyland, specifically in the Magic Kingdom. Churches in the area also began warning parents to watch their kids closely at the Disneyland park because people were in the park trying to steal them. So parents began calling Disneyland very upset, asking what they were doing to protect the children.
You got to ask yourself, what would be the best place to set up to be able to have something like the 33rd Club and the secret meetings and the secret things that are going on, like Jeffrey Epstein's Island, which was also known as Pleasure Island. Let that sink in for a second. But what would be the best place to do? Get a kids' amusement park, get it full of people, so that you can snag somebody and nobody would see it. Nobody would notice until it was too late. And then their government agency, their police force, can cover it up, because it's outside of essentially the jurisdiction of regular police. Because you listen to what she says here in a second, and the Anaheim Police Department was the one that addressed the people and said it was false rumors.
children, and an Anaheim police chief had to give this formal statement denouncing the rumors, but they continued regardless of what he said. According to these rumors, 200 children had been kidnapped in the park, and there was this one story about a woman whose 2-year-old boy was pulled from her stroller.
Are you a Roblox fanatic? Microsoft Rewards has a brand new way for you to earn
While they were walking around
Sorry about the ad.
Magic Kingdom, and she began running around the park looking for him, and then she saw this woman who was standing there holding up this bundled blanket, and she saw her son's shoe sticking out of it. So she snatched the bundle from the woman and was horrified to see that she was in fact carrying her son, and she had tried to disguise him with the red wig so she'd be able to get out of the park unseen. But this whole story was thought to be another rumor made up to scare people, as there is no record of this happening. And what's crazy is that to this day,
Of course, there's no record of it happening. There's no record of any time a kid gets stolen and sex trafficked and anything else like that. There's no records, and what records are they're hidden, and they're only hidden and kept from everybody, but kept hidden is because they want to be able to use that as leverage in case somebody decides they want to back out of Freemasonry, or in one of the videos that I'm going to show you part of, Minutes of Horror, really good job on this video. I suggest you go watch it on the video he did. I'm going to show part of it, where if you they do certain things so that if you try to leave the Illuminati or Freemasonry or whatever you want to call it, the elite, that they have you pretty much by the balls. They can ruin your life and take you down. So that's why these records don't exist. But I bet you they do exist.
Police continue to receive dozens of calls each year asking about the non-existent kidnappings occurring in Disneyland. They want to know if these 200 kids have been found, but apparently there never was any 200 missing kids. But some people think, like, is Disneyland just trying to cover this up, or is it just a crazy rumor? Anyways, guys, those are...
So, you know, how do you have rumor of 200 kids? One kid, maybe. 200, and that's not like at all, as you saw in the one that I showed you. That's, I mean, a lot per year or per day or per month. But so 200 isn't a lifetime of Disney. That's in one section of time, one small section, that these 200 kids came up missing. So you got to ask yourself why. You know, with all the other information that I'm showing you, and there's a lot more to this, but it would just take too long to go through it all. It's stuff that's better left for a live stream. But you do need to do your own research, dig into this, and you'll see there's a lot more information and proof out there and different things on this. I'm just giving you the gist of it so that it kind of wets your whistle and gives you a starting point of where to start from and start your research, because a lot of people don't know about this. They don't. They think Disney's always been innocent, and now all of a sudden they're woke and everything else like that. So this is my buddy Minutes of Horror. This is his video that he did the other day, and I watched the full and I part of it. I watched the full video. I'm showing you part of it. Sorry, again, I got teeth problems and it's causing me to not talk right. So anyway, go check this channel out. Tell him I sent you. Subscribe. Watch this video in its entirety. But this part right here is Freemasonry, how they pretty much get you. They get you in. They're swearing you in. And if you notice what they say about the color blue and what it represents, and then he's on his knees on a pad, and also it didn't dawn on me until here recently, and I was watching this video when it dawned on me, is that all the Mandela effects that's been going on in the King James Bible especially. Look at the Bible they use. They use a King James Bible. You got to ask yourself why on that. Why is majority of the Mandela effects happening in the King James Bible and not really any other translations like the NIV? I mean, you get little ones here in the NIV and little ones there, but for the most part, they're mainly in the King James. And that's the same Bible that the Masonic, devil-worshipping, Illuminati, elite, Freemasonry people use. And I know people that their family is in Freemasonry and stuff like that, and they told me, yes, they are Illuminati. They are devil worshippers. They do all these things, the same things that the Illuminati do, because they are part of the Illuminati. And these are people I know personally, or people that I've met that have paranormal issues that I've been trying to help them with, because their family had used them as a sacrifice. Or as an offering to the devil, as you know how christening is supposed to be to a Christian, to a child, Christian child, a parent, you're christening that child, not saving that child. That child isn't baptized. You're saying, I will raise my child in the ways of God, Jesus, his son, and the Bible. So the same way that we do that as Christians, so do they to the devil, or to these evil spirits, or to these demons. And I've had people that I've tried to help, I'm helping paranormal wise, to try to help figure this out and get rid of whatever evil spirits and demons are dealing with, because their family that's in the Freemasonry, in the Illuminati, in the elite, are doing this to them. And like I said, I'm dealing with it personally with people that have reached out to me through my media and said, hey, I'm dealing with this, and I've talked to them on the phone. And so this stuff is real, and the Freemason, I don't care what you think, is elite, is the Illuminati. They're all the same. But listen.
So this Saturday, you had New York City's mayor and police commissioner pledge their loyalty to the Brotherhood and Lucifer. Now, I'm going to end this video showing how New York City's mayor spent his Saturday, how your tax dollars were spent. This is the oath one must take in order to become a Master Mason. And I want you to tell me, after watching this, is his loyalty to the people, those who voted him into power, or is his loyalty to the Brotherhood?
I'll continue with.
See, the Illuminati, they hide their stuff. Well, used to hide their stuff really well, because they don't want their stuff to be known. They want people to look like me to look like crackpots. The Illuminati isn't real. You're an idiot. Blah blah blah. The elite, they hide less, because a lot of people call elites are people in power, rich government, presidents, what's the other word I'm looking for? Governors, stuff like that. And then the Freemasons, hardly anybody sees them as Illuminati. They're just like stonecutters and stuff like that. And so Freemasons allow cameras to be in when they're doing their ceremonies and stuff a lot of times, because they're not under the microscope as much. I mean, they are kind of more today than they ever have been, and being seen as part of the Illuminati. But watch this. I mean, this is crazy. And this ain't the first video I've seen like this. I've seen tons of them. I've even seen hidden camera ones where you can tell it's clearly a hidden camera, and they're all similar to this.
The presentation of the rituals of Freemasonry by going into the third degree obligation of a Mason. Behind me, to the left, is where the worshipful master sits. I am the worshipful master of the lodge, and over his head is a symbol, the letter G. And here we have the three lesser lights of Freemasonry. Before us, we have an altar.
Look at all their blue. Blue cape, blue on their seats. Listen to his altar, though.
And the altar is a color blue because it represents fidelity to the Masonic order.
So it's pretty much saying, I belong to you. I pledge myself to you and to anything that you want me to do, and anything you want me to say, and how you want me to act, and stuff of that nature. And then you go back to the 33rd room and look at and remember all the colors, where the blue was. It was the same.
To the right of me, we have the candidate for Freemasonry in the third degree. He has a blue uniform on, which also represents fidelity. He's hoodwinked with a cable tow about his neck, in case he decides he does not want to keep the secrets of Freemasonry or continue with the obligation. He can be led or dragged out by use of the cable tow. He also is kneeling.
That's what I was talking about a minute ago when I was talking about the documents that are rumored to be existing and that don't exist and stuff like that, as they call it. is the pictures, the flight logs, the audio record or the audio and video recordings, the telephone calls, the whatever they have that's proof that you've done something that they didn't want you to do, or try to expose them, or said too much, or showed too much, or if they're in trouble and they want to pass the buck to you, it's usually they pass the buck to you as lesser trouble than what you would get in if they exposed you. And so you take the fall because you get in less trouble for what they're going to be in trouble for. But now you're taking the fall, so they're not in trouble. But if the people really knew all this other information about you, you would be in so much more trouble. So instead of getting, say, a year in jail, you'd get a death penalty, as an example. And so they'd rather take that year in jail than that death penalty for getting exposed for the evil demonic people that they are with the evil demonic group that they're with.
Upon an altar with both knees naked, a symbol of the third degree of Freemasonry, both breast and both knees naked. To my left is an officer of the lodge who will administer the obligation of the third degree. In the middle of the altar we have the Holy Bible, the square and the compasses, the three great lights.
But I do recommend you go watch the rest of that video from the very beginning, but it pretty much proved my point of my video that I'm doing right now. So go watch that in its entirety. I'll be sure to link it in the description below so that you can go watch it. Go let him know I sent you. Hit that subscribe button on him. But let's see here. We'll start with this one.
Do you know Disney has a club? Do you know Disney has a club?
Like I said, I recommend you go watch all these in their entirety. This is a shorter version of this. I recommend you go watch that one too.
The pub scene in Pinocchio, and you'll remember this when you saw it as a kid, it gave you a creepy feeling in your belly. He talks.
I love Jim Brewer. Like, I really do. Like, and that's another one they're getting ready to go out there because he's exposing all this stuff too.
About bring.
That they're stealing at Disneyland, in my opinion. The stupid little boys that don't stay with their parents, or their parents that just let them go and say, meet us back here at a certain time.
And I takes him to Pleasure Island. Pleasure Island. Pleasure Island? But the law.
But the law, the cops. But see, Disney don't have to worry about the cops because they have their own law, their own cops, as you saw in other parts of the video I showed you. And then they say they're just rumors. And so you got these people worrying about the cops that don't know no better. But then you got them saying, oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry about the law. And this is an old cartoon. But Like, I mean, it's crazy nuts, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and get off here. I'm going to link this video in the description box below too, so you can go watch it in entirety. Well, no, what was it? This part. You can go watch this in its entirety. This is somebody else that put it up on their channel, and they put a little small clip of this. But anyway, open your eyes, guys. I mean, this is very serious stuff, especially when it has to do with our kids. And hopefully my video isn't too super long. I don't even know how long it's been running. I've been recording because I've been going on and on and on. But there's a lot of stuff that I try to get into this video, and I didn't even get everything I wanted to get in this video. So anyway, open your eyes, guys. Stay vigilant. Stay in the Word of God. Stay prayed up. You know, the Bible teaches us steel sharpens steel. You know, so we got to sharpen each other in our faith and our truth, or not our truth, but God's truth and God's word and Jesus's truth, and you know, that He spoke from the Father, and we got to stay strong no matter what. And even if it's to death, we got to stay strong and exposing the lies and the darkness and bringing it to the light and showing the truth about it and helping each other grow and see these things. Disney will never go back and never was what people think it was. Disney is just now showing, and places like Disney are now showing their true colors of what they've always been. They've always been going after our kids, just subliminally, and stealing them. And as you see, 200 kids plus that they've come up missing and have no record for, that they've even been told they've come up missing, and they were rumors. So, anyway, get this video out to as many people as you can, because this stuff is very, very important. Give everybody else a starting point of where to research this stuff, because it's very super important. Use all the links in the About Me section. Rate, comment, subscribe. Much love. God bless. And I will see you on the next one.